Hey, it's a Humble Collector here, and today's video we're taking a look at the 2-panel death card of Johann Friedl. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So going from the top of the card here, we have a photo of Johann. In Christian memory of our dear husband and father, Johann Friedl, who is a Gutler in Marienburg. Now, Gutler is a bit of an odd word. I was having trouble getting it translated at first. I found one website saying that it's like a bit of an archaic word for a very small farmer, but not 100% sure on that. He was a Gefreiter in Grenadier Regiment List, bearer of the Iron Cross Second Class, the Wound Badge, and the Close Combat Clasp, who, after being seriously wounded, died a hero's death on January 29th, 1944, at the age of 33, and was buried in the Heroes Cemetery in Balta. Now, a Gefreiter is essentially a regular soldier that has been in the military for at least 6 months, so not a particularly high rank. It's actually a bit odd given the number of awards that he has. So there's a chance that maybe he had been promoted to a higher rank at some point, been demoted, though it's a bit unclear. Because technically this is a rank, it's lower than even like a corporal in the hierarchy. Now, I did actually find a casualty record for Johann. He was born on April 12th, 1912 in Tarsdorf, Donau, and was a member of the 1st Company of Grenadier Regiment 199, which is the List Regiment, which was part of the 57th Infantry Division. Now, I've talked about the List Regiment in quite a few of my videos. It's a unit that I actually do specifically collect for. The reason being the List Regiment was bearing the honorific of the unit that Hitler had served in during the First World War, which was the 16th Bavarian Reserve Infantry Regiment. And because of that, they actually got to wear a special cuff title, similar to like Großdeutschland or other elite units. The SS also used cuff titles for a lot of their units. And other than that, that seems to be really the only perk they got for being in the List Regiment. And they seem to have taken quite a few casualties while fighting on the Eastern Front. Now, in this case, Johann here died from what appears to be shrapnel wounds to his left upper arm, upper leg, and knee. So, based off that, it looks like a shell or a grenade or something went off to Johann's left. Took a lot of shrapnel from that. That's what ended up killing him. Now, at the time, his unit was fighting around Cherkasy, Ukraine, and he is buried in the Kropivnitsky Military Cemetery, Block 14, Row 9, Grave 640. Now, we've had a few other videos recently from members of the 57th Infantry Division. I have a couple cards and references to them in my collection. Starting off here, Ignaz Fleckinger was a Schütze in the 11th Company of Infantry Regiment 199 and died from an artillery shot to the left foot and thigh at Le Mont-Bellieu, France on June 5th, 1940. Xavier Hagenetter was an Unteroffizier in the 5th Company of Infantry Regiment 217 and was killed by a gut shot at Amatry, France on June 7th, 1940. Aloy Pregler was an Oberschütze in the 13th Company of Infantry Regiment 199 and died from a shrapnel wound to the back of the head at Desna, Ukraine on October 9th, 1941. In the booklet of the Gustav Hoffmann Shoe Company, Werner Bever was a Gefreiter in the 2nd Company of Infantry Regiment 164 and was obliterated by artillery at Voronezh, Ukraine on September 17th, 1942. Karl Freundorfer was a Feldwebel and Zugführer in the 13th Company of Grenadier Regiment 217 and was killed by a headshot at Boromye, Ukraine on August 14th, 1943. Johann Auer was a Grenadier in the 3rd Company of Grenadier Regiment 217 and died of a head injury at Kniv, Ukraine on December 4th, 1943. And finally, Georg Scheurer, who was an Obergefreiter in the 3rd Company of Divisional Group 57 and was killed by a perforating gunshot wound to the chest on August 21st, 1944. Now, moving to the bottom of the card here. Until we meet again, my last word I withdrew from my loved ones. Farewell to my hometown, in a foreign land, a sweet word from my wife's heart. O children, how short our happiness was. O my wife, how short the happiness, I will never return to you again. Far away, our Father is calling me to sleep, in blessed rest. Our dear Father's heart has long since been with God. Until we meet again is our last word. And moving to the back of the card here, have a nice HCOM 310 backing. As if wet with streams of tears, as if ravaged by the heat of pain, the mother looks at the corpse of her son, stained with blood, which, lifted down from the cross, now rests in her arms. See, overall, a pretty interesting card, and a bit unusual to find casualty records going into 1944. Though, in this case, even if we hadn't found a casualty record for Johann, we do know that he's in the List Regiment based off his card here. It's kind of an interesting thing. During World War I, it was common to have the exact unit listed on the card. That fell out of favor during World War II. I've never been able to pin down exactly why. Some people say it was a operational security thing. Other people say that it's because, units used to be tied to specific towns and areas during World War I and not as much during World War II, so there was less regional pride, I guess, or much of a connection to the unit. but I'm a bit unclear on that. But you do occasionally see cards that call out specific units, usually for elite units like this, or quote-unquote elite units. I mean, the List Regiment, like I said, didn't seem to really get any perks or extra training from having that cuff title or the association with the Fuhrer. But you'll see that a lot of cards for List Regiment guys will actually call it out specifically. Similarly, you'll see that with soldiers that were serving in the Grossdeutschland unit as well. They'll also have that listed on their card a lot of the time. But yeah, overall, pretty interesting card. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment down below. Love hearing from you. Thank you all for watching. Happy collecting, and I'll see you all again very soon.